Hello and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're going to review a fragrance from the house of Cartier. So on today's video, I have a very exciting fragrance. At least to me, it is a fragrance that has lots of sentimental value to it. I'll explain the backstory behind it all here in a second, but the fragrance that we have here today is Oud Santal by Cartier, and this is part of their very premium, upscale, expensive line. It's a little too expensive, but you know, it is a really nice fragrance nonetheless. So before we get started, this is what the packaging looks like. It is a very nice red box here. Let's see if I can get that centered in. Sorry, if I look up, my viewfinder is above you guys. So there we go. The actual red box is a very nice, it's a very sturdy material itself. Then you have like this, it looks like a plastic or like rubberized, textured here that has a design on it. Now, they did have this actual fragrance for a while, so they used to have a different packaging. They have updated to this one here that you're looking at. At the top, you do get your Cartier logo, if you can see that. You get your Cartier logo up top. You also get some information at the bottom. And once you open this up, et voila, look at that beautiful bottle. So this is the fragrance here. It is a very nice bottle. It's very slim, actually, and it's a tall bottle. Just so you do know, these only come in one size, which is going to be 75 mils or 2.5 fluid ounces. So they're pretty small, in comparison to a lot of other brands. The standard is 100 mils or 3.4 fluid ounces. So it's not quite there, but it's not quite a small one. So it's not a 50 mil or 1.7 ounce bottle. So you do get, kind of that in between space, but the price point is pretty high. You do get your logo here and the lid as well. And then you get this beautiful, you get this nice gold ribbon here. And then you get a logo or like type of design here on the back, which you can see it through the front itself. Very nice. Look at that. And it says Oud Santal on it. I love it. It is a very nice bottle. It's simplistic. If you look at the old actual packaging, it's not that different, but they've updated the cap itself. They made the fragrance bottle a little bit more sturdy, a little bit more luxurious, and a lot more simplistic than what it used to be. So this fragrance was launched in 2016, and the perfumer for this fragrance is Mathilde Laurent. She is the in-house perfumer for Cartier and does all of the Cartier fragrances, at least the newer ones. And this fragrance is a very beautiful oud and sandalwood fragrance. It only consists of 3 different notes, which is going to be plum. You're also going to get oud, and obviously you're going to get sandalwood in this fragrance. So very simple. It is a very Cartier fragrance nonetheless. So what I mean by that is typically whenever you buy a fragrance from like these beautiful luxurious houses, there's typically a DNA in the actual fragrance. So for example, with Chanel, you're going to get a very aldehydic actual fragrance. With Dior, you're going to get a very floral fragrance. And with like Armani, you're going to get a little bit more of a fresh, zesty type of fragrance. So every fashion house or jeweler has their own DNA. And for the House of Cartier, that is going to be Le Panther. It's going to be a Cartier musk. And this one does not fall far from the tree. This fragrance is very symbolic of Le Panther, which is a classic Cartier fragrance. It has, that oud. It has that beautiful, this is an expensive, creamy, sexy sandalwood in this fragrance that makes it very unique and very different. The oud in this is chef's kiss. It is really refined. It is really well blended with the actual sandalwood in here. And then you also get that plum, which just adds a little bit of warmth, a little bit of sweetness, but it's not too much. It's not going to be overwhelming. It's just adding a really nice little touch there that's really going to make this fragrance incredibly good. Once you start to get the dry down of this fragrance, you get that DNA of Cartier. And what I mean by that is that you're going to get, if you have ever smelled Le Panther, it's not my favorite fragrance of the entire planet. I will just be transparent about that. But you do get that actual like blueprint of that fragrance in here, but it's a more luxurious version of that. It's more expensive. It's more refined. It's like they grabbed all of the ugly things of Le Panther and just tweaked them and made them a lot nicer. So it is a very beautiful scent that lingers on the skin. Longevity is not going to be the best, but it's not going to be the worst either. I would definitely say it's an in-between fragrance. So you're going to get anywhere from 5 to 7 hours with this one here. But that's not a bad thing necessarily, because with oud fragrances, they can either be one of two things. They can be very soft and diluted, or they can be overwhelming and a little bit too much. And in the case of Oud Santal by Cartier, it's definitely a fragrance that's going to be more of a fragrance that is light wearing, but it's going to be wearable, it's going to be versatile, it's going to be a fragrance that you can wear to the office. I mean, I don't know if you would want to for the price point you're paying here, but it is an extremely well done fragrance. So this fragrance is part of the Les Jueves Voyage collection, which essentially translates into traveling hours. There's quite a bit of different fragrances in this actual range. So they have Oud Oud, they have Oud Amber, Oud Santal. But the reason I wanted this fragrance, because I did get this for Christmas, is because it does have significance to me. So if you are not aware, I did get engaged last Christmas, and it was a very big surprise because I did open up a Cartier box, and inside of it, it was getting smaller and smaller. And I was like, what kind of perfume comes in this size of a box? It's very little. And I remember seeing this inside, and I was like, that has got to be the tiniest perfume. Maybe it's a discovery kit, maybe it's a sampler kit, because obviously I am fragrance obsessed. And once I opened it up, obviously it was not that, and it was a very nice little jewelry box with my ring inside of it. So very, very surprised, about that. And inside of the actual box itself was a little envelope with a couple of samples, one of them being La Panther and the other one being Santal Oud. And I was very excited about the Santal Oud because this collection itself has been one of the ones that I've been wanting to review for quite some time, but it's pretty expensive. It's not the most obtainable collection out there. For the price of this fragrance, you're going to be paying 355 US dollars, which is quite a bit of money because, like I said, it's 75 mils. You're not going to get 100 mils. And they also do not, offer any larger sizes, which are going to give you some savings. They are, like I said, very exclusive. They're a little bit harder to find. So if you do not live in a major city that carries a Cartier store, or if you're not in a major city that has a very big, fully stocked actual department store, you're not going to find this collection itself. So you're kind of limited to smelling, samples online. I know that there's places that sell samples. I don't believe in that myself personally, but you can do that as well if you want to smell this fragrance. But my recommendation is that this fragrance is incredibly well done. It is a very luxurious actual bottle to have. Like I said, the packaging is really, really nice. And I will give you a comment that the jewelry box is a lot thinner. It's really weird because this one's a lot thicker. It's a nicer material for the fragrance, and for the actual, jewelry, it's a little thinner. I'm not sure why that is. You'd think this one would be better and this one would be cheaper, but no. They put a lot of money into the packaging itself. The bottle itself is also gorgeous, and the smell, you're not going to regret it. It is a creamy, sexy, soft, supple oud fragrance with a very nice, seductive, sensual sandalwood that is all wrapped in a soft plum, and it's just a chef's kiss fragrance. I am trying not to be biased here because obviously I have a little bit of a bias to this fragrance because of the significance of it to me. But the fragrance itself is a very well done fragrance. If you have smelt this one and you have left it on your skin to linger, then you definitely know that it is a fragrance that changes and becomes very soft and beautiful. Even the small remnants that are left behind of this fragrance are well done. So what do you guys think of this fragrance? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Have you tried any of the Cartier Les Jueves de Voyageuses collection? I'm probably butchering that. Let me know down in the comments if you have. If you haven't, also let me know down in the comments which ones you would like me to try or which ones you would like to try. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more fragrance related content. I hope to see you on the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye.